Welcome back to our viewers. In our last podcast, Zero to Yoga, we talked about how someone can start a yoga journey. We simplified a few concepts. Today, in this podcast, we're continuing our conversation with our guest speaker, an expert from Rishikesh, Bhagyashree. Welcome back, Bhagyashree.
Thank you.
What are we going to talk about today, Bhagyashree?
Satish, last podcast we talked about some injuries and some basics about the pranayama, some basics about the asana also. Let's today talk about what a student or the beginner can expect from the first week of their yoga classes.
So we talked about how to start a yoga journey.
Right.
Today is about what can they expect in their first week of yoga.
Yes.
Good topic. Let's continue. So what can they expect in their first week?
In the very first week, it becomes a little bit challenging for them to get into yoga because yoga is something not every or the youngsters, not every population, every person from the population is able to get into it. Like they have that certain motivation level to, yes, I'm going to start a yoga today. It's not there. So there will be always confusion, like what would they get from that yoga classes, because they don't know any background about it, right? So before getting into knowing what they will have into the classes, let's understand why to go over the classes. Very first thing we can talk about is the observation, right? So when you start observing things, you will start getting the clarity what you can expect from anything. It's not about yoga classes, from anything. So in yoga also, we talk a lot about observation, being aware. Observation about yourself is the priority, and then observation of your surrounding is the secondary thing that you need to do during yoga classes also, and again in your daily life also. So yes, the first point we can talk about is observation.
Would like to know more about awareness.
Yes. So awareness is again the basic starts from the observation part. Observing how you're breathing, observing how you're moving your arms and your legs, observing is there any discomfort into your body, observing is there discomfort into your respiratory system, do you not feel comfortable, is there any problem with your issues with the thoughts, processes, you're not agreeing to something, or you have challenges and you are just trying to push yourself into something that you're not comfortable with. So this is what I mean by observation of your own self. And as well as observation about the outer self, it's something, how are your friends, what is your family background, what your family expects from you, and what all opportunities are there apart from yoga. Maybe you can practice something else also. So observing and trying to see if there is any connection between your inner self and the outer world. And then you can go and fetch into that, okay, I am going to continue with that. So this is the basics of the observation, what I mean. In yoga classes, the major part is you need to observe the instructions coming from the teacher, and also is your body is in line with that instructions or not. And yes, and as well as you feel comfortable with that or not. So this also can be counted as an awareness, being aware about everything around you and inside you.
So awareness is all about within what's happening within you and in the environment around.
Yes.
Nice. There's a lot of we hear a lot about yoga and discipline. How much of a discipline plays a role when you want to start yoga and when you want to continue yoga?
Yes. If you remember, Satish, in the last podcast, we talked about the 8 limbs of yoga, Ashtangas. So the very first limb of yoga, the Ashtangas, is the yamas. Yamas mean the discipline that you need to follow a particular type of discipline to reach or start your journey with the yoga. Okay. So in discipline, basically from yoga practitioners, we expect they get up before the sunrise. Of course, they follow their own routine. They have food on time. The food should be clean, sattvic food we talk about in yogic concepts. And having done their all the activities of the day on time and being aware at the same moment, it's something we call discipline is. And going back to sleep on time, again, it's again a cycle. Once you follow that one cycle, the one schedule, it's easy to be on that for long.
Totally understand with this. But when we talk about a cycle, you just mentioned the early morning yoga is the better one. With the work schedule and the lifestyle, and there are a lot of people out there, especially with the lifestyle, they wake up late. is it an ideal time? If someone wakes up late for whatever reasons, how can they include yoga?
Okay. As I said, there is a background about like getting up onto the on time or before sunrise.
There's a circadian rhythm. We need to follow that.
Yeah.
But with the work and with the lifestyle in the current world,
Yeah.
general population, especially the younger population,
Right.
as much as they would like to, because of the things around social media and a lot of stimulation, they tend to kind of go to bed late and wake up late.
Exactly.
Can they include yoga if they do wake up late?
Definitely, Satish. There is no such restriction that if you're not to getting up on time or before sunrise, etc., and you cannot practice yoga. It's not like that. Anytime you have a free time in the day also, like in the afternoon, the morning, in the evening, anytime is free, comfortable for you, you can start your yoga practice. That's not an issue. That is completely fine. It's only the basic thing is you need to have minimum 2 to 3 hours of gap in between your food and the yoga practice, asana practice I'm talking about.
So they need to be pretty much like an empty stomach, like having a lighter food.
Yes.
Would like to know more about asana. Like there's a lot of term used asana. What is asana? And can you explain more about asana?
Sure. So into asana, the basic the intention should be we call I'll just tell you a Sanskrit verse again from the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. We call Stiram Sukham Asana. So Stira means steady, Sukham means comfortable or happy, and asana is the posture or the position of the body. Okay, so you need to find your way through this yoga practice, wherein in that any one asana, no matter if it is intermediate level or the basic level asana, you need to feel comfortable into it, and you are able to stay steady and for the longer time, and you are also aligning with your breath.
So as we're talking about the beginner level this week as well, can you give us a simple asana? Anyone, anywhere can do it.
Yes, sure. We can take one asana as an example to understand what does that actually mean being into even a simple position, For example, I'll take it as a Sukhasana.
Sukhasana.
Yes, that is a cross-leg position. Fortunately, for Indians, it's easier to sit into cross-leg position, but for my foreign students, it was very difficult for them because it's just not their way of. It's not even into their daily lifestyle. They always sit onto the chair, and we Indians, we have in the back at home you usually sit back onto the floor having the cross-leg position. So when I talked about Stiram Sukham Asana, so sitting into that cross-leg position, keeping your spine straight and trying to be completely with your breath.
Okay.
That is something you expect.
Thank you for more information on that Sukhasana. The name sounds very interesting. Do you have to sit on the floor to practice Sukhasana, or can you sit on a chair and can you do that?
If you have any kind of injuries to your body, like some people are not comfortable with their knee, if they have some knee injury or any injuries or the accidents, their legs are not that comfortable, they can sit onto the chair and try to experience Sukhasana.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Sukhasana, the major focus is from the base of your spine to the tip of your head or the crown of your head. Your spine should be in a correct, natural position. Your chest should be relaxed. Your shoulders should be relaxed. And you are able to completely concentrate on your deep breathing.
Okay.
Yeah, in that one position. And sitting on chair is also fine for that.
Let's go back to the major problem what everyone's facing. Spending a lot of time on the computers and laptops, watching TV, and mainly using the phone. General population in a very compromised posture, especially with the rounded shoulders, a lot of tightness in the chest, there's a lot of hunch. How can someone with few simple steps improve their posture?
Okay, so again, it can be improved with the support of some asanas practice. We need asanas and also some breathing practices.
If they had to do one simple asana, which helps them improve their posture, especially with the rounded shoulders and with the hunch, is there a simple asana that can help people out there to kind of improve?
That is, in that case, it's only the Bhujangasana.
Bhujangasana.
Yes. Cobra position, we also call that. So lying down on your stomach and keeping your both the palms open, fingers completely open, in line with your chest, and trying to lift your chest halfway up. Even in Bhujangasana, not follow exactly the position as it looks into the picture, not trying to completely lift your chest up, but halfway up. Why? Because in Bhujangasana, what happens is usually people suddenly lift their back completely up, and that can give them the lower back compression. So to avoid that, first we need to mobilize your chest part or the thoracic part. So we just lift it up, trying to push it into the forward direction, and then again going back down. So that will help you open your chest and also shoulders going backwards.
So definitely these postures help when you are attending physical class under expert guidance. These postures will help to improve their posture.
Yes, exactly.
Good. So we talked about a posture. Now let's talk about people experiencing shallow breathing. And then I hear a lot about conscious breathing in yoga. Can you throw some light on conscious breathing, please?
Yes, definitely, Satish. Breathing is always a very favorite part of my discussion.
Of course, the breath work, pranayama.
Yes. So pranayama, for the conscious breathing, I can just quickly take you through some three types of pranayama.
Please.
So one we call is the clavicular breath. Okay. Second is your chest breathing. From your chest you breathe. And third is your abdomen breathing. Okay.
Which is the best out of these three?
Best is being aware about all of three, and the following is you need to follow the abdomen breath.
Okay.
We also call it yogic breath.
Yogic breath.
Yes, but yogic breath is more you try to feel it from your navel, like you are contracting your navel, and at the same moment you are opening your chest completely. So these are completely different cues into actual practice.
Viewers to understand, and I have to simplify this. The abdominal yogic breathing is nothing but deep breathing.
Yes. It's a deep breath.
Okay, so people, whenever we're stressed out, people advise us to kind of do a deep breathing. Yes. Is that related to yogic breathing / your abdomen breathing?
Yes, it is. This is one thing that I talk about. So what happens if we talk about stress or being anxious?
Yes.
So during that particular point, your muscle starts to contract. And also when you're anxious, you automatically start hunching forward.
Is that same to the flight and fight mode?
It does. It is similar.
Stressed out every time you have to kind of face a challenging situation.
Yes.
You kind of get into that mode where your breathing becomes very shallow.
Yeah.
And that's when a lot of people, we get here, deep breathing, do your deep breathing. That's what we talk about, right?
Yes.
I would like to know more about this yogic breathing and deep breathing, where the viewers can actually come out of these stressful and challenging situations.
Yes. This is a very important thing again. If a person is able to understand how to do a yogic breath or the deep breath, it's a quick solution for that exact instance of being into anxiety. Okay. So deep breathing is what you completely with awareness, you see that you're breathing in through your nostrils, then the breath is flowing through your throat, then it is going to your chest. It does not only stop, it does not only flow through, the awareness does not only flow through beyond the chest. When it is reaching to your chest, you need to really open up your chest and try to use the whole of your lungs. Okay, so for that matter, we say sit straight.
Sit straight.
Yeah, always sit straight. Sitting straight will help you deep fully.
Take more air in basically in your chest and abdomen.
Yeah. So sitting straight and fully filling up your chest fully with the breath, and then trying to push your abdomen. So after the chest and before the upper abdomen, there is always a diaphragm muscle that you actually push down, and that helps you enlarge or expand your upper abdomen.
Okay.
The upper abdomen expands, then your lower abdomen gets contracted. So what is happening here is, I'll tell you, when you're deep breathing, so from after this thoracic part till your pelvic bone, there is only one spine, and rest of it is your muscles, right? The major organs of your body. So those organs get the expansion and the contraction, so they get more breath, or not exactly the breath, but they get more awareness.
Basically, you are aware of what your body can and can't.
Yeah.
And then you're slowing down. You're slowing down, and then you're breathing. You're taking in more air. You're breathing in. You're slowing the situations. You're slowing the situation down, basically.
Right.
That's what that deep breathing does.
In other words, or the yogic words, I would say you give a lot of energy to your organs. Yes. And then these organs starts getting you back the energy, and then you start to feel better.
You feel more calmer.
Calm.
We feel more calmer with your deep breathing, yogic breathing.
Right.
Nice. Okay, as I said, we're talking about the first week of yoga and the expectations versus reality. People have a lot of motivation. Obviously, they get to hear a lot about expert views like yourself, and they would like to take up yoga journey, but their expectations are quite high. And when they actually go into the class, and then the reality kicks in. And we see a lot of pain and discomfort in their first week.
Yes.
Obviously you have trained a lot of people, you have helped a lot of people certify, and then with your experience, can you share some valuable tips for people, especially with coming with a lot of motivation, with a lot of expectations, and then now they are attending the classes in their first week, and they are in a lot of discomfort and pain.
Right.
What can they do?
I have multiple tips on that, Satish, but the major tip I'll like to convey is try to keep your consciousness or concentration 50% on your teacher's instructions and 50% on your own body. That is, your body is able to align with the instructions or not. Okay, so this is one tip.
This helps with being an expert teacher.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Yes. Experienced expert teacher. Yes.
Yeah, it does help because usually what happens, initially you have got into the class and you are seeing a lot of people doing the poses, and some are flexible already.
You feel intimidated as well, right?
Yes.
We're going into the class, and I mean, obviously not everyone is at a particular level.
Right.
You see a lot of people easing into asanas.
Yes.
And there's a lot of intimidation.
Yeah. A lot of self-doubt starts to kick in. Yeah. If I couldn't do that?
How can someone combat this self-doubt and this initial days? How can they combat this?
Yeah. The important part is giving yourself time, right? In 1 or 2 days, you cannot learn any yoga posture. It's same with any physical exercise. Your body takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah. So just focus on your own practice. And even if you get into some pain into your muscles, sometimes a sprain can come, as we talked into the last podcast also. Just give yourself time. And if possible, find a friend into the same class who is also similarly passionate for yoga, who will help you push further. So you both are able to, go along.
And having a friend in a class eases the nerves, basically. And then making the friends, if you don't have a friend, making friends also helps, right? Yes, it does. It does.
Because this is, the classes are very interesting, Satish. People come with different expectations. Not everybody comes to lose weight. Not everybody comes to only quiet their mind, So you get to know a lot of people and you start understanding different benefits coming out of those classes.
Nice. So the pain and discomfort is going to be there.
Yeah.
And you need to kind of give it a little time.
Yes.
And then making friends, and then having a friend helps, and then making friends also helps.
Yes.
Kind of ease the nerves. And it kind of helps. And then so the expectations versus reality is try to kind of give some time. And then the pain and discomfort is going to be there. But you need to kind of be consistent and overcome the first few weeks and few days of pain and discomfort to kind of continue the wellness journey.
Yes.
Okay, Bhagyashree, the pain and discomfort is one side. And what's my favorite part, and then what I hear a lot from people who have attended the yoga classes, is the Shavasana. Can you explain more about Shavasana, please?
Yes, definitely. Shavasana, I literally remember all the classes and the people who literally wait for Shavasana. Like,
Because I do as well. That's my favorite part.
Yes. Like now the Shavasana will come, now it will come. So Shavasana is not only lying down on the floor and just relaxing. Okay. So what happens when we're talking about the challenges into the class, leave apart everything. Like as long as many asanas you have done, as much of you got sweaty into the class, as many breathing practices you have done, you in initial first week, you feel challenged internally.
Of course, you haven't been doing any activity and then straight away going in. Of course, the class has to be challenging for your body to adapt and then get stronger.
Right. So the beauty of the yoga classes is there is a rule that you have to finish the class with Shavasana. Okay, why Shavasana? So Shavasana is not only like closing eyes and listening to the instructions by the teacher, but it is also quieting down and getting detached from your mind and body for some period, so that your body gets enough time to re-energize and absorb whatever you have got from that class throughout the session that you went through into asanas and breath. So for that purpose, you need Shavasana. Shavasana will also quiet your mind back down to normal and help you again motivate yourself to the next session.
Of course, I speak to a lot of people at the end of this class, and especially after the Shavasana, they enjoy it thoroughly. Of course, the classes, I'm sure they do, but they're more often than not, they enjoy the Shavasana and then they look forward to come back to the next class, especially after the Shavasana.
Exactly.
There you are. And I mean, we talked about what to expect in the first week and how to continue their journey. And then there is going to be a lot of discomfort and pain, and then how to be consistent and overcome that first few weeks and few days. We talked about discipline. We talked about asanas. We talked about conscious breathing. We talked about posture, especially the Sukhasana, how it can help, and the Bhujangasana. And then the regular practices within the class help not only to get stronger, not only to learn to lose weight. The main important thing is the posture.
Yes.
And with the breath work, you're actually calming down with the challenging situations. And then being calm in a challenging situation is a life hack.
It is.
I'm sure this will help our viewers. Thank you, Bhagyashree, for your valuable time.
Thank you, Satya.
And thank you, viewers. We would like to continue our podcast and give more insights on the yoga journey and wellness journey. If you have any doubts about today's podcast, you can put that in the comment section. And obviously, we announced our physical classes conducted by Bhagyashree herself in Hyderabad, FitMap Banjara Hills branch, starting from 19th of July. You can actually directly interact with the expert trainer Bhagyashree herself in the physical classes. I'm sure you would enjoy that. I am looking forward to kind of attend the classes and benefit from the physical aspect, more than physical aspect, the meditation part and the breathwork part. Thank you very much, viewers.